going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Braden Timmons Show. Hope that you guys are all having a fantastic Sunday. It's like becoming a habit, apparently, to stream on Sundays. I just streamed last weekend, did the Scream 7 trailer breakdown. That was a ton of fun. That was great chatting with everybody and, bringing everyone in and chatting about that. This weekend, we've got a brand new Predator film, Predator Badlands, which is now playing in theaters. I'm joined here with special guest Brettman from Good Real Hunting. Brett, how you doing today, man?
Other than the Buffalo Bills, I am doing fantastic because I could have been $4,000 rich, but Buffalo decided to say, no, you're a Chiefs fan, screw you. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
Dang. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Dude, your bets, I mean, your parlays that you send me are pretty freaking good. I'm not gonna lie. They're
Sort
pretty
of
solid.
good. Well, I'll
Well,
just
I
say
mean,
this. If you don't win, they're not good. But
well, I will say like the money, the potential payouts are pretty insane actually. So, I mean, I love me a good parlay too. Don't get me wrong. I didn't put any this week, although the Bears gave me essentially another heart attack here today. It's like I don't understand. And also, there's this freaking account. I just sent this to Des before we went live. There's this account on Instagram that posted that DJ Moore was quoting that he's tired of these heart attacks at the end of the game. And the headline was heart attack with his picture on it. And I thought that DJ Moore suffered a heart attack because he left the game earlier and he was questionable.
oh
So
god,
I almost shit my pants, dude. I was like, no way is DJ Moore. Did he just have a heart attack? Like, that's insane. Like, but no, the headline was just something along the lines of, oh, he's just tired of like these heart attack moments. I'm like, okay, well, first of all, get fucked whoever posted that because it's
right.
like that's ridiculous. So yeah, no, I totally get that, but I'm sorry to hear that you're that you didn't win $4,000
Well, it's
today.
okay. I was really relying on it because I bought this $40 popcorn bucket at Regal. That's the movie we're pretty much talking about here tonight. So I was trying to
Yeah.
pay that off more than anything. But other than that, though, I am doing good. I'm just love to complain a lot. So
You spend that $40 and you're just like, gosh, I have no idea how I'm gonna financially recover from this, right? Like,
yeah, I'm pretty much like, if you look at my room right now, it is filled with all these popcorn buckets. And eventually, like, even my mom said, what kind of shelf do you plan on putting all these? I'm like, I just think they should just go on the floor of my room in my media room and just hope that they just all fit. But that's future me's problem. But today's problem, we're all good. I'm happy to be here.
yes, sir. Good. I'm glad to have you here. And I know that you guys know that we were initially supposed to be joined by another good friend of ours, Misael Barrientos. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it. Him and his wife are shopping in the Chicagoland area because Chicago is going to get hit with a lovely snowstorm, the first of the season, it seems like. So there's a winter storm warning going on in Chicago. If you guys are in the Midwest right now, I hope that you guys are all staying safe and everything. It was snowing during the Bears game today, so I did
Mhm.
notice that. But yeah, we were initially supposed to be joined with him as well, but you guys got to deal with Brettman and I here for the next like 45 minutes to an hour or so.
God, we
Shouldn't be
suck.
too. No, it shouldn't be too bad if you guys have watched us stream before. Basically, going to be the exact same thing. But before we go anything further, I do want to say not only hello to the chat, but I want to shout out all of our lovely Patreons and channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are huge supporters of the show and of the channel, and I couldn't be more thankful for each one of you. So if you guys would like to become a Patreon or join the channel membership, you guys can do that in the description, or you guys can head over to the channel and select membership. I appreciate all of you guys dearly. And now let's say hello to everyone that we have here in the chat. We've got Gory. What's going on, Gory? How you doing tonight, man? Chester, how are you? How are you doing? We have Jeanne. How are you doing? I hope I said your name right. It always worries me when like names are spelled like JEANN. I hope it's Jeanne. Am I saying that right?
Oh, it's Gene Winnicombe.
Jean. Oh my
It's
god.
okay. I screwed it up too, so don't feel bad. She knows
Yeah,
I screwed it up too, but
but I mess up Gene's name all the time. It's like Gene. It's Gene from Bob's Burgers, and that's what I remember now. I'm so sorry, Gene. Don't kill me. It's just I'm now just getting back into all this streaming stuff. So
don't worry, you won't
Gene.
feel a thing.
Yes, Gene, how are you doing today? Again, I am so sorry. Do not kill me. Lamontre, what's going on, man? Good to have you in here. And I think that is what that's everyone that we got here right now. So, and of course, yes, Chester, thank you. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to myself and to Brettman over at Good Real Hunting. They do some really great stuff over there. You guys don't want to miss it. And as far as I'm concerned, there's a certain award show that is in the works
Oh.
that is going to be airing on the show. When is that airing, by the way? It's not until 2026, right? Or do you do it at the end of the year?
No, it's going to be 2026 because if we kind of do it at the end of the year, that like not a whole lot of people, there's not a lot of time to vote, and plus we got to get through Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and try to get that on the resume too, or on the ballot if it deserves to be on the ballot. So we decided that it's going to be like early February. I know I've been telling
Makes
people
sense.
like the percenters I'm recruiting that it's late February. I think we're starting to lean towards more now early February, and that way the first week of January is going to be the ballot, and then the entire month is going to be my favorite time of the year, which is to edit all of this, and my buddy Chris to edit the famous, like the thing that is the most fun about the Real Horror Wars is the skit, to get all that set up. We've already set up a plan to meet to meet once in November and once in December to shoot the skit. So we are very excited, and I think this has the chance to be the best Real Horror Awards we've ever done.
Dude, listen to me. From what you guys have sent me so far and what you've got some of these presenters potentially doing, listen, it's going to be fun. And you guys are in for a treat this year. If you guys have seen Brett's and Brad's and Chris's award show in the past, man, it's they go all out. It really is one of their best streams that they put on all year
Mm-hmm.
because it's live with them. It is live with you guys, right? It's not
It
pre-recorded, like
is
it's
no, it
live.
is live. It is live. Like
Okay.
some of the like the skits and the proceeding stuff, all that's pre-recorded. But us, like
Yeah.
we'll be doing this, and then we'll just be treating it like a reward show, like you watch at the Oscars. But we're just a little bit better than the Oscars. But
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys are definitely funnier than the Oscars. I will say that. Like, you guys got some really fun jokes in there, and yeah, no, this is I can't stress it enough. Go subscribe to those guys, man. They've got a great show coming in early February that you do not want to miss for a fact. So, and you guys are going to see
Mhm.
a lot of familiar faces if you guys are familiar with our community that we have and everything. So, yeah, but regardless, today we are chatting about the brand new Predator film, Predator Badlands. It is currently now playing in theaters. It is only in theaters. It seems like Disney understood the assignment this time around because, man, let me tell you, had Prey have been in theaters, seeing that on the big screen
Mhm.
would have been absolutely incredible. It's like, I don't know what they were thinking, but my thought is they were just like, well, is it going to do well? They probably had in the back of their head, they're like, this is the first Predator film since, the 2018 dog shit, The
Mhm.
Predator. Like, The Predator's entertaining. It's fine. Like, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's bad. Don't get me wrong, but I think that it's entertaining at least. It does that, right? But Prey, on the other hand, is absolutely incredible. And I feel like that if they place that into theaters and they allowed social media to talk about it, I feel like that the movie could have done really well in
Mhm.
theaters. And then, of course, they had Predator Killer of Killers come out earlier this year as well, which was the first ever animated Predator film from Dan Trachtenberg, who also directed Prey. Should have started with that. And then Dan Trachtenberg also came in to direct Predator Badlands. And let me tell you, man, this guy's 3 for 3. Three
Mhm.
for three on Predator movies. Let this man keep cooking with what he's doing. And I think that we're setting up here for a really solid retelling of the franchise. Because I mean, Prey is very much its own thing. It's different. And each of these movies has been different. It's been more different every single time. And you got to respect that for a director that's able to come in. And of course, he's got his writers as well. But I mean, it's like if a director is able to do this and bring in new stories, and as far as I'm concerned, the story, like all of these stories, it's been story by Dan
Mhm.
Trachtenberg. So he came up with the story of it, and then the writers, they took care of the script and everything. But yeah, I mean, this guy's got some good ideas. Brett, what do you think of Prey, Predator, Killer of Killers, and Predator Badlands? Just first initial thoughts.
First initial thoughts. Definitely, I like to call him Dan the Man, just because I'm just going to save everybody the gracious of me trying to mispronounce his last name. I just don't want to do that because of how much of a badass he is being with these three Predator movies that he's done. So I'm just going to be calling him Dan the Man throughout the entirety of this string from me. But Dan, definitely Prey is easily the most missed opportunity that should have deserved to be at the theater. Like, during that time where we had like these one-off movies of like Hellraiser on Hulu, we had the Orphan First Kill on Hulu, and they had like that 1 day release in the theater. Well, those two movies in particular didn't get that opportunity if it wasn't for a movie like Prey. It's just sad that Prey never got that fair share of an opportunity, because I think that could have done really well versus for Predator Badlands could have gone a lot better up in the theater success, because it has been labeled as a success so far due to the theater numbers for opening weekend. But for a Killer of Killers, Braden, that one just surprised the hell out of me for the main fact that I just like, okay, this is just going to be cartoon. This, like, I'm sure cool stuff and all that, but it went beyond that because it did the thing that I wanted Predator to do. I wanted the Predator to invade all these different timelines, meaning like we got the Viking era, we got the samurai era, because I always thought like, how awesome would it be if we had a Predator and like, and samurai and finding a samurai warrior? How awesome would that have been? And then of course we get the unique like the jet versus the Predator ship one. I thought that was cool as well. But the thing is, with all these three movies, and we'll talk about Badlands here in a minute, but with all these three movies, to me, I think they just have the potential for all these different worlds to combine into one with the correct storytelling. And Dan is the right person. I am glad he's on board, and I am so happy that the Predator franchise is officially back and going up.
It is. I mean, like, after the Predator, because like before the Predator, they did Predators, which came out in 2010. Then the series kind of just went vacant for 8 years, and then in 2018 they did the Predator. That definitely disappointed. So like I wasn't the only one that was disappointed. I mean, IMDb people are disappointed. It's got like a 5.5 rating or something like that
Shane Black.
on IMDb. And it's funny because Shane Black is in Predator, like he's in the first Predator movie. Like he plays one of the guys
Oh,
in
he
the platoon.
does.
He does, yeah. So I mean, Predators was like it was like another human story, like another group of people. I think that they were on like a abandoned planet or something like that. I don't remember Predators a
Yeah,
whole lot
it was
because
pretty much what it is, Braden, with Predators. What it is that it was just
hi
like
Jamie.
the Predator creatures, like get all these different humans or just these different creatures to put on this isolated island. And this is pretty much the Predators like practice ground, if you would call it. But it's just unfortunately for that particular movie, it wasn't really a playground for them. It was war, because with these particular human characters that we got that actually fought back. And I actually think that Predators is actually underrated to me. I think it's a really solid Predator movie. Is it the best one? No, but it's definitely not the worst one.
Yeah, it seems like Jamie, hello, welcome in. I'm not sure if you heard me say hi. Brett, I didn't want to be rude to you either.
Oh, you good, dude.
But what do you call it? Hey, you're not weird. People tend to like different things, and that's fine. That's what I always say about long franchises is that, you can pick and choose which movies you very much enjoy, right? And it's of course your opinion. I mean, dude, there are people that can love Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. That could be their
Whoa,
favorite nightmare.
whoa,
Hey,
whoa.
okay, well, you know what? Like, I'm just saying that can be a very out there opinion for a fact. Like, I mean, if someone comes up like in a ranking and says, "Yeah, Freddy's Dead is the best of the best," then that's definitely like you're like, okay, is that clickbait, buddy?
No, it's
But
okay. I had the clickbait yesterday when I posted part of like our stream the other night about me on my epic rant of Halloween Ends and how much I despise that movie. But I know that there's fans out there, so it's just one of those instances where you like what you like, and if people don't like it, screw them.
Correct, exactly. So Jamie, you're not weird. You just have your own taste, and that's fine. That's
Mhm.
totally fine. And I obviously respect that. And thank you so much for being here. Um, so yeah, the new movie Predator Badlands is definitely, and like you said, Brett, there's so much unique about each of these different stories. It's like,
Mhm.
with Prey, we focus on an ancient Indian tribe and a young girl going up against the predator, right?
Mhm.
And then in Predator Killer of Killers, we see a variety of different stories. It's an anthology. And I mean, some of the action in that animated movie is insane. It's filmed
Mhm.
incredibly well. And then you get Predator Badlands, where we are introduced right away. It kind of feels like a movie like Dune. Like right off the bat,
Mhm.
the music is so loud. Like I'm
Mhm.
like, oh my! And I saw it. My screening was in IMAX. How did you see this movie, Brett? Was it in IMAX
My
or?
Mine was an IMAX, and I was so tired heading into that movie. I really almost dozed off just a hair of a second, but then all of a sudden, that IMAX, boom, and I was fully
Yeah.
awake, and I was so happy it did that.
No, I mean, genuinely, it was like just fully immersive going into this movie. Like the music right away is a key element of this movie, and
Mhm.
we get introduced to Yautja Prime, which is the home world of this species, and we've never seen that before. Like that is absolutely incredible. Unless it wasn't Yautja Prime in the Predators, right? Like I'm not remembering that correctly then, right?
To my
I don't think
knowledge,
I don't
I
think it
don't
is.
think. Yeah, I think this is something introduced that is absolutely brand new. Which again, that's a positive with this movie. Is again, Dan, it's just the originality of this whole new Predator world that he's creating, and I'll go more into it once we get our main character onto that particular planet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, regardless, it's Yautja Prime is what we get introduced to in this movie, and we're shortly introduced to our main character of the film, Deck, who is a predator. And yeah, like right off the bat, you're kind of seeing him explore a little bit of his homeworld, or like he knows where he's going. He's trying to find his brother. And it kind of felt very Star Warsy to me right off the bat,
Hmm.
like kind of like the way he was dressed. He looked like he was in like a Jedi Knight kind of outfit. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting design, right? It's like, oh, of course, this is owned by Disney, right? So but yeah, it's like he's walking just kind of around his home planet, and I'm like, okay, where's this leading to? And boom, right off the freaking Batman, we
Hmm.
get an insanely entertaining sword battle between him and his brother. Like right off the bat, this is like 5 minutes into the movie, and we've got this sword fight that I feel like would have, like, if some of the lightsaber battles, like Brett, I was telling you
Yeah.
about this after I saw it. I'm like, dude, if some of the lightsaber battles that we saw in Star Wars was filmed like this, dude, I'm just like, hey, yo, bring Dan Trachtenberg onto Star Wars. Give
Yes.
him a Star Wars movie. Like, if this is what he's doing with Predator, imagine what he can do with Star Wars.
Hmm. No,
So
absolutely.
yeah, but like right off the bat, we see Deck and his brother like they throw down. And one of the things that people have said, one of the biggest comments that I got from looking online after the trailer dropped for Predator Badlands is, oh, I don't like how the Predator looks in this movie. Well,
Hmm.
guess what, people? Neither does his father. His father doesn't like how he looks, because this predator Deck, we find out, is the runt of his clan, and his father actually wants him dead. He thinks his brother is immensely stronger than he is. He thinks that Deck is weak. He sees him as weak. He sees him as an outcast, really, just based on his overall look. And that's why he looks the way that he does, and it makes so much more sense. And after you see the movie, you connect with him so much. Like I found
Hmm.
myself caring about Deck as a character so much in this movie, more than I ever thought that you could for a predator. like you
Yeah.
know So yeah, Brett, your thoughts?
No, it's crazy though that like you can actually relate to a predator. Who would have thought in 2025 in a predator franchise you go, I can relate to this predator creature very often. So yeah, that's crazy to me. That and yeah, talking about the dad, holy crap! Like when he first walked into like the scene, he owned like this predator dad owned it, man. Like you could just tell as soon as he set foot, stuff is getting ready to go down. Like I've never really have this aura about like, oh my gosh, I would not want to mess with this particular predator. But yeah, went back to the fight scenes and everything. I thought all that fight scene sequence and the music that went behind it, I thought all of it was absolutely brilliant. And then after the fighting, that's when the brother and like the two brothers kind of like were kind of building the story about what we were going to head into like later on in this, which is pretty much that the little the younger predator Deck is he can't become a full-on member of his clan until he brings home a prize, which is pretty much like a monster, like a beheading of a monster and all that. And he want Deck just to prove to his father and to his own brother and his clan, he wants to take out the meanest, baddest animal that there is. And the brother was hesitant about it, but then I know you're going to get into it. The brother meets the demands, and there we go. That's pretty much the whole plot of the movie is Deck out for his treasure prize.
Yeah, exactly. And his brother's name is Quay, or Quee or something like that. Yeah. I hope I said that right. It's Kwei is how you spell it. So I'm gonna say Quay. But regardless, it's an emotional moment right off the bat because it's like you think that Quay is trying to kill, which it seems like he is, but it's like one of those like brotherly moments where they have a father that is against, one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like one of them has to try and kill the other. But we find out that Deck actually saved Quay, and that's what happened to one of his fangs on his
Mm-hmm.
face. So we find out this whole backstory that previously Deck had saved him before, and so he kind of has like a soft spot for him. And really, Quay does want to see his brother succeed, and he wants to see him become a member of this clan. Like a member of his family, really. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like Deck is like getting all this information, knowing what he has to do because he hasn't done it yet, and he decides that he wants to go and seek out the Calisk, which is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest, the baddest monster that even his father fears, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's on a planet named Jenna, which is a insane planet, which we're going to get into, believe
Oh
me.
yeah, definitely wants getting
Um,
into it.
yeah, so that's what he seeks out. That's what he wants his prize to be. He wants to prove to his entire clan and to his father that he has what it takes to take down the monster that even his father fears and become a member of his clan. Because also he doesn't get his what do they call
The
his
cloak.
cloak? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
the cloak. He doesn't get his cloak until he becomes an official member of his clan, which is very interesting. I'm like, oh, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He can't turn invisible until which, okay. I mean, first of all, his father, complete pussy. Like right in the beginning, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Like you're getting beat, so you just use the cloak just to hide yourself from actually potentially losing. Because Quay was throwing down with him for a hot second there. Like, I mean, when they got into it, because his father wanted Deck dead.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was like, he doesn't want to become a member of the clan. He's like, why didn't you take care of it? Now I have to do it because I'm here. And Deck is kind of starting to realize, oh shit, like, my father wants me dead, and that's it. There's nothing more to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like like it's just again it's crazy. And it's just right off the bat you're very interested of like what in the world is
Hi,
going on in
Denise.
this story. Yeah, so and that and just that yeah. Once again, like the dad decided to be a pussy, as you alluded to, and put on the cloak and everything. That's where he pretty much disarms the older brother, like literally disarm. And of
Yep.
course, seeing of course that neon green blood and all that, which to me that's just so awesome. Like I love it every single
Yeah.
time I see the predator bleed.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and like speaking of which, it's like that's why it's like because you're wondering what are we going to be able to get away with a PG-13 rating, right? And it's the reason that this movie seems as violent as it is because the predator blood is like neon green, and
Hmm.
it's all synthetics, it's all synths, and it's all aliens, and that's why this movie is able to get away with as much as it does, which honestly, this can almost, be like a new era of PG-13. It's like if the blood's not going to
Right.
be red, because that's the only reason why movies tend to, differentiate between PG-13 and R is really because of how much blood or gore there is.
Hmm.
But here it's like they clearly didn't care and they're like, we're still going to make it violent. And they definitely do. There's a lot of like ripping off heads and there's a lot of like, you see the whole spinal cords and like you're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like honestly, at one point, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this movie's PG-13." But this doesn't feel PG-13 at all. So,
Well,
and
can I
I
be
appreciated
honest?
that a lot.
Yeah, can I be honest? Now I just finally realized that the movie was PG-13 because I'll be honest with you, I thought all of it was rated R because, like, with the whole like the head cut off, the arm, and just all these just horrible deaths for all these particular creatures and all that. It's like, man, this is a really damn good rated R. But now you're telling me it's PG-13. That's even more impressive. They got
Yeah.
rid of all that. Plus, it's really smart to label this as PG-13 so more people can get into the theater.
Oh yeah, like I mean, literally, 13-year-olds can go with their dads, which I'm sure. And I mean, it clearly proved to be a success because this movie was the highest grossing Predator movie for an opening weekend ever. I
That's
mean, this is the
crazy.
highest grossing Predator film. So, I mean, clearly I don't know how Prey would have done looking at these numbers. I can only go based off of what, we're seeing here. But
Mhm.
clearly Prey and Predator Killer of Killers really brought enough people into this franchise to be like, yeah, we're going to release this in theaters and I'm sure Disney's like, happy about that. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
oh Disney, and that's the thing too. We're gonna get into the Disney talk because some of the reviews and the comments that I read are not very happy about the involvement of Disney into this movie.
well, I mean, well, Disney owns Fox, and Fox owned the Predator franchise. So it's like as soon
Hmm.
I don't know the full policy as to what franchise. I'm sure I think that it's just once they own a company, they own every IP and can do whatever IP that they want to. Like they can do anything that they want with those IPs as soon as they own it. I mean, 20th Century Studios, it's still its own division, but
Hmm.
Disney is the parent company that owns the entire operation. So
Yeah,
it's
so it's
distributed
like
by Disney. Yeah.
yeah, it's like 21st can't lie. It's like, hey, we want to do this, and Disney's like, no, you're gonna do it this way. Like, and it sucks and all that. But I think just to me, in my opinion, I think Disney actually did a really good job just letting Dan do his job and just to provide a really good Predator movie for us.
No, I mean it did, and I gotta respect Disney for that, dude. Like, I mean, you really do. Like, they allowed this movie to be as violent as it is, and still put it in theaters, even though this isn't technically something that Disney would put out. But I
Hmm.
mean, I feel like that they could potentially finally start realizing that in order to keep audiences going to see properties like, you can't have a Predator movie and have it not be violent. You just can't do
Right.
it. Like, I mean, look at Killer of Killers. I'm pretty sure that was rated R when that came out. Like, that was an R-rated animated feature because it featured human blood as well. So,
Hmm.
like, I feel like that we've seen a new era of Disney since they've acquired all these properties. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine was rated R. They can't make these movies and get the same level that previous films in the franchise have been if they're
Hmm.
not willing to get a little violent. But again, that's where it's very smart that they had all of the characters in this movie was either Yautja, which is the Predators clan, and a species, and synths, which is all AI bots essentially. So there was no human blood in the movie, which was great. I think that that was a very creative way around it. Shout out to whoever the heck came up with that because
Yeah.
that's incredible. Because yeah, like you said, you couldn't tell if the movie was PG-13 until just now, because it feels very rated R, which I appreciated. So
Mhm.
yeah, so jumping back in here to the plot of the movie, yeah, Deck now is heading to Jenna to try and find and kill the Callus to bring back the head of this creature to his father, after his father brutally kills his brother right in front of him, which my god, dude. Seeing Deck's reaction, that was like immediately like where it was like, "Oh my god, I actually feel bad for this character."
Or for
Like
a predator.
like
Like
right, like, I mean, like, for a predator, it's like, he's sitting there and he's like, "Quay!" Like, he's, like, punching on the glass and everything, and I'm like, "Dude, this is nuts." Right off the bat. I already care about this guy. Let's fucking see some more. Like, this is clearly gonna push him over the edge, and, not only like, he gets some good, like, licks in, like, especially when he's fighting Quay, but, I mean, he gets his ass beat there, he gets his ass wrecked right off the bat as soon as he gets to Jenna, like by this deadly ass tree, man. Like, I mean, Deck really does get his ass beat quite a bit in the first act of this movie, which is something that usually we don't see with Predator on screen. It's usually he's overpowering whatever
Mhm.
person or thing is in front of him. I mean, in Prey, we saw him fight the bear, which was
Oh
like we
my
got
god.
that sick shot of him like lifting the bear
One
over
of
his
the
head.
best moments.
Yeah, exactly. And that was incredible. But yeah, usually we see him overpowering whatever it is, but we do see him get his ass kicked a lot in the beginning of this movie. Your thoughts?
No, absolutely. And actually, and what number of Predator movie is this in the franchise now? We got Predator, Predator 2, Predators, The Predator, Prey.
Prey,
This is
Predator,
the
Killer,
seventh movie.
seventh, yeah, seventh
Yeah.
Predator movie, yeah.
Yeah, the Sam Prayer movie. So pretty much any time now where you're entering like between the 5 to 7 category of a franchise, you're gonna have to do to something now where you have to be original and stand out in front of the other movies in your franchise. And this movie, like you alluded to already, about how Deck, the young predator, is actually getting his ass whooped by not only like his dad or even the planet, but just getting his ass whooped. And we've never seen a predator get his ass whooped before. So that is again the originality of what Dan is bringing to not only to this predator world, but to this particular story. It actually absolutely works. And it's just something for us to get invested into a character and see kind of like that character arc grow and also do like a 180. I'm sure we'll get to that character arc here in a minute too. But yeah, real
Mhm.
quickly, the planet absolutely spectacular because like I've seen a lot of sci-fi movies, so I like to see different things brought into the sci-fi world of like unique planets. This is definitely one of the most unique planets I've ever seen. Kind of like the tree plants that are kind of like parasite snakes, kind of in a way, kind of all mixture into one. We got freaking like regular glass blades into like these like crystal ice knives. I thought that was awesome. Like so many cool creatures and sci-fi concepts brought into this planet. Definitely one of my favorite planets I've seen in a sci-fi movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, this movie is also different because, like you're saying, all of the different elements that they added to this planet, it goes full sci-fi. I mean, this is full sci-fi, and I loved every bit of it. I thought that everything with the planet, everything with Deck as a character, it was unique, it was original. I wouldn't have changed it, because they already changed it enough to where it's like, you have to think someone had like was like, what if we made Predator a good guy? And it's like, that's great because it's like, great, how do we do that? Well, this is how we're going to do it. And I think that everything here now, the one thing that we get more of here is that we learn that Yautja is the official species of the predator. We
Mm-hmm.
learn that they have, obviously, if it's a species, they have to have a language, right, that they speak and how they communicate with each other. We find out that they have a language. and we understand them through their dialogue, and I thought that was
Customs,
incredibly interesting.
traditions. Yeah, that's the thing. Customs and traditions was also heavily introduced to this movie because, like, again, we didn't know that they had to earn their cloak. Like, I thought that was just something always given to them. So again, just different. This at this point in the franchise, different ideas, original ideas. That just all of it absolutely works.
Yeah, like I mean, you like you said, you think that they always just have their cloaks, but they actually have to earn it by killing and bringing home certain trophies in order, that's what they have to do. They have to go on what's called a hunt. They have to do a
Mhm,
hunt, kill this thing that they are hunting, and bring home their head and spine as the trophy to indicate that they have successfully completed their hunt. They get their cloak and officially join their clan. However, the problem with Deck that he is facing is that his father doesn't want him to be involved in the clan at all. He doesn't care
mhm.
about, whether or not he successfully completes a hunt or not. Like, I mean, it seems like that's what Quay really wanted, but his father, as soon as we meet him, he's like, "Why haven't you killed him?" Quay was supposed to kill him, and I mean, he could have. He had every opportunity to in that opening fight,
Mhm.
but he didn't. And it's because he's got that soft spot, just like we've seen. Like that's kind of something that we've seen in movies before, with brothers or sisters, like kind of going against each other. They have a soft spot for each other. That's kind
Mhm.
of classical stuff, right? But I mean, no, his father really does not like him, and he does not want him there because he sees him as a runt. He sees him as smaller and as weaker than anybody else in his clan, and he doesn't deserve to live because of it. So it's kind of like he's the Wilbur from Charlotte's Web of this movie, right? Like
Dude.
that's kind of like what he is, right?
Except for without
So
the musical number, like, "Hey, now, look at
correct.
the now, the famous pit." Okay, I'm not gonna sing the whole thing. I don't want any copyrights or anything, but dude, do you know what I was just
Correct.
thinking about?
What's that?
Naru and Deck are pretty much it's like Prey and Badlands are almost the exact same movie if you think about it. Because they're both
Yeah, kind of.
outcasted from their clans. They both have to go on a hunt in order to prove themselves to their clan. Naru was supposed to go after a bear, but instead of a bear, she went after a predator. The
Yeah.
predator, like in this one, Deck was supposed to go after the monster that he's going after, but instead he goes after something else, which is a big spoiler that we will get to at the very end of the review. That is, but like I was just thinking, wow, Prey and Badlands are very, very similar Predator movies, but one's a human and
Mhm.
one's the Predator.
Yeah, no, I mean you're not wrong there. I think that it is very very similar, and but it works because they're two completely different movies, right?
Exactly.
Like I mean, because there are some people that I'm sure like people of like, well, do I need to see any of the other Predator movies to understand this one? The answer is
Nope.
no. You can go into this movie and understand it without having seen anything else because it's its own thing. And that's one thing that Trachtenberg is getting very good at is telling different stories in this universe in different ways as different movies that is not an official sequel to the one that came before it. So it's like, yeah, Prey might be the fifth Predator movie, but you don't have to see any of the other ones to understand Prey as a
Mhm.
film, unless you just want to know classic Predator moves or Predator,
Ca-
just
Like
vibes.
abilities, yeah.
Yeah, like then maybe sure, but you don't need to see any other Predator movie to understand Prey. You don't need to see any other Predator movie to understand the Predator Killer of Killers movie, which is fantastic. And you don't need to see any other Predator movie to understand this one. Very standalone, which is I think it's a great way because it could bring more people in, and that'll make more people want to watch the films that came before it. And I
Mhm.
mean, those that haven't seen Prey or Predator Killer of Killers, if you guys saw this and you guys are now intrigued, oh dude, buckle up
No,
because the the
lucky.
the previous the previous two are so good, man. Um so yeah, we're now on Jenna, and we see him literally face off against this snake tree, like you said, this parasite. And I mean, man, he really gets his ass beat by it for a second there. But I mean, he's smart. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like how this guy is still so strong and knows how to get out of situations, and it's like, I don't understand how his father, can not see the qualities that he obtains, right?
Mhm.
And it's like you have to think, it's like, holy shit, this is the weakest of the predators,
Yeah,
and
imagine what the
it's like
strongest one's like.
that's what I'm saying. But we obviously need there to be a character arc and everything. So yeah, so Deck, he gets out of this entire situation with the tree and starts moving through Jenna. And we also get I've seen some people say that they didn't like the title card, like when the camera's pushing up and it says boom, 20th Century Studios presents Predator Badlands. In my opinion, I
What?
thought it was very video game like, dude. I loved it. I'm like,
Mm,
it
I
felt
like
like
that.
it felt like the introduction to a video game, and it's like boom, Predator Badlands,
Mhm.
and then it's like now you're into the main story, or it's like the just the gaming menu. I loved it. What did you think of it?
No, I really didn't put too much thought to it. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, this is something unique and different. But then again, like I kind of alluded to earlier, you're in your between your fifth and seventh movie in the franchise. It's time to start doing things a little different to stand out. And I thought this was another solid way for it to stand out, which is a unique title card. Because again, there's nothing you can really just get me more invested into a movie than with a really fancy and different, unique title card. It's just to have like that whole 21st century pop percents and like all these like things that's like, yeah, this is like a classic like 80s or 70s movie, because I'm sure you get some of this back in there in the 70s and the 80s as well. So I really honestly like the title card. Is it on the same level as like the Evil Dead Rise title card, which to me is the greatest title card of all time? No, it's not, but it is still a really strong title card. And I agree with you, Braden. I like it does feel video game-ish. Like honestly, the whole movie in a way with the cinematography and everything does feel like it's stuck in one big video game.
Yeah, and like I thought it was super smart because like it's like he defeats two of the first enemies, right? Like you've got
Mm-hmm.
the whole father and his brother thing going on in the beginning. Then you get that freaking death tree, and then he makes it out of that. But then he like turns to walk into the Badlands, and then it's like the camera pushes up, and it's like Predator Badlands, and you get kind of a scope of the land that he's about to go
Yeah,
out
that was a
into. I
great shot.
thought it was great. So shortly after this, we get introduced to Elle Fanning, and she plays a synthetic named Thea. And she's warning him of all of these different things that is around him. Like you've got freaking plants that can literally turn into grenades and explode. You've got the glass and everything that you were talking about. And more importantly, you've got all these deadly creatures that's on this planet. That it's like, dude, if I took two steps on this thing, I would literally get blown up by one of those plants because it's like those plants turn into full on grenades, dude. Like,
Oh,
it's
not like
insane.
grenades. It's just like these needles that pop out too. I'm like, okay,
Well, yeah,
he
those
dodged the
two,
first
yeah.
one. It's all good. And then like, no, they just regenerate. I'm like, holy crap, this freaking planet! I swear. Like, here'd be
Yeah.
me though. Like, I'll be the dumbass that just go, hey, look at this little.
Well,
Like, I
I
would
mean,
be dead.
that's basically kind of what he does. He's like, I could take it, right? Like he's acting tough.
I
That's what
could
he
take a
does.
plant.
That's basically what he says. Like he's like, I'm not worried about it. Yet he has all these needles in it because it keeps shooting at him. And Thea's warning him. She's like, you've got like literally 10 seconds before stuff starts to hit the fan. And she's like, I need to help you. And he needs her help essentially. So
Mhm.
that's a thing that happens earlier in the movie, and that's our introduction to Thea as a character and really what she could do as a synthetic. Now, the interesting thing about her as a synth is that this now connects, and I think that we are getting close to a alien and predator crossover because the Wayland Corporation is very much involved within this movie, and that is exactly what Thea is. She is a Wayland synthetic, and Wayland is the main company from Alien. And so it's like now Deck is working with a synthetic from the Wayland Corporation to make his way across these Badlands. And I think that Thea is a great character, and played by Elle Fanning in a really good performance because she has to wear two hats. So
Mhm.
it's like she plays Thea, and then she plays her twin sister Tessa.
Mhm.
which is who she's trying to find, because they were on a mission and her body ended up getting split in half, and she's essentially working to try to find the other half. So she saves Deck from this death plant, and then Deck is kind of forced to bring her along, and it kind of turns into this buddy cop sort of movie where, yes, we do start getting jokes,
Mhm.
but the jokes I don't feel like that it's necessarily at the expense of I don't feel like that it necessarily feels bad at the expense of the story, but yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't take like the comedy, like I get it, like it's that good old classic Marvel comedy and all that. Well, I love Marvel, so the comedy works with me, but I also felt like at the same time that the comedy doesn't take you out of the movie at all. It just actually does the opposite. I think it actually just makes you connect with these characters even more, that you want them to get out of this deadly planet that they're on and just make sure they're out in one piece or a piece and a half if you consider her being half at the time. But no, Ellie Fanning to me, I'll go ahead and say it while we're talking about her. To me, she's the MVP of this movie. I feel like she was the driving force that she kind of just moves the story along, not only with the Predator, but not only with herself, but also our blue little monkey friend too, which I'm sure we're going to get into next. So
Uh-huh.
I think she's the MVP of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Missile, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, sorry, I couldn't make it. Movie's fun. Go Bears. The Bears did win.
The
Thank you so
Bears.
much, sir. I appreciate you. The Bears. Trent Baker here says, let's keep it 100. As a Predator film, it sucks. As a fan film, it's kind of generic, a 5, because it's just kind of stuff we've already seen. Mandalorian, cough, cough. That's me being nice. Well, I mean, it's different than Star Wars, though. I will say that it gives very Star Wars-y vibes to it, like the creatures that we're seeing. Now let's talk about the Calisk here, because we get introduced to the baby Calisk, which we don't know it's a baby Calisk at first, but it's like a blue monkey sort of creature, and it's like as soon as you see him with the big eyes and everything, like
Grogu.
my eyes kind of was like, yeah, that's like, and even Misael, we were texting about it, like, because at first I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't believe Disney produced this, and then yeah, Misael points out that yeah, like then you've got the baby Calisk, which is what they want to, I'm sure, try to sell toys on
Right.
for profit. And it's like, yeah, like from there, because we've never seen anything like that in a Predator movie. Like we've never seen any like cute, adorable creatures, right? Here we start getting the cute, adorable creatures because Disney can, because it's Disney, and they want it to appeal to everybody. And I guess that's one of the issues that I have like with the movie, is that yeah, they kind of bring in this thing in a world that's supposed to be Badlands, right? And yeah, there's a lot of deadly things within the world, but at the same time, Disney's going to Disney at the end of the day.
Right.
That's just what Disney does at the end of the day. They bring in these things to try and make profit off of it, and that's it. That's what they do. But I mean, as a Predator film, yeah, Trent, I know that you said as a Predator film it sucks, but as a Predator film, it's not it's not the generic kind of Predator film that we've seen in the past.
Mhm.
That's it. It's something different, and that's what I like about it. That's what I like about it 100%, is that it's much different than we've seen. The Predator is kind of this full-on warrior that we see, and we follow him for the duration of the movie, and I think that they characterized him incredibly well.
Mhm.
So, the first time that we get introduced to this monkey creature, the baby Calisk, because I mean that's exactly what it is. That's what we find out it um, is when they're going through the glass, right?
Right.
And that they're going through the glass field, and like we find out that this thing is able to, make pathways, and Thea's like, why don't you just like, go through it? He's like, you're too simple minded. That's what he says. He's like, you think too simply. Like he wants it to be a challenge. And that's what I respect about Deck, is like he wants to actually feel that he's earned it, right?
Right.
That is good characterization, if you ask me.
No, it absolutely is good characterization too, and I honestly don't mind the baby Callus at all. I'll be just like you said, Disney's going to Disney, and we just should know as fans of anything property of Disney, we should just know that going into it. But it's like you said, it's just again this whole originality of this predator. I'm seeing things and knowing things about the predator species that I've never really known about. So I just to me, in my opinion, I think this is definitely a different take on a Predator movie that I'm liking this different take. And I'm liking the future of this particular, like these Predator movies that we're going into. And especially, like you said, Deck is like very prideful. And that's what Predators are at the end of the day. They're prideful warriors and they want to earn every kill and have every kill be a challenge because that's just
Yes.
part of their pride and that's their part of their race. And I'm glad they still kept that intact. But the main thing that just does it for me in this movie is just all the action sequences we get were all absolutely spectacular.
Oh, they're well shot. I mean, like the CGI doesn't take me out of it too much. Some of the scenes have
No.
some CGI that doesn't work very well, but I mean, yeah. Basically, this movie is almost nonstop action from start to finish with like anytime we're not in an action scene, it's like we're building characterization.
Hmm.
Like when the baby Callus and Deck and Thea after that fight is right around like they're trying to kill this giant beast so that they can eat. Like Deck is like, is that food? Or, you know, and Thea doesn't need to eat, right? So he's like, then that shall be my food. And that's where the baby Callus comes in because it's also trying to kill it for food, right?
Right.
So they kind of work together. They kill this giant mammoth looking creature. And then they end up kind of having a small little bonfire and eating it, and that's where we actually get the first joke of the movie. Like when Thea's talking about what happened between her and Tessa, and it's kind of like an emotional moment with her, us getting to know her a little bit, and then she's like, "I need to find Thea," and Deck is like, "And legs." She's like, "What? You need to find Thea."
And
And
you're
legs. And then it's like, was that a joke? Like, you know, that was actually a joke. Now, of course, like after everything that Deck has been through, really in the last 24 hours, really,
mhm.
is it something that he would do as a character? But people are thinking about this in like real life. Like that's one of the problems I've seen people say about the movie is like, would he really be making jokes? It's like, well, how else are you supposed to build character in a 2 hour movie like
Or
with
even
someone?
cope with what you've gone through too, because he probably hasn't even had the time to cope with everything that's happened. He's just focused on the hunt.
Right, but it's like we find out in this movie that it's just like anybody else. Like, you know, predators, they feel something, like
Mhm.
whether it be like we see him sad in the beginning because of everything that happened, and you know, then he kind of has to put on this skin of armor. Like of course, just in order to kind of push himself throughout the movie, to brace the challenges that are coming his way. That's kind of like what he has to do. He has to kind of like put a cloak of armor on and just say, "Fuck it, I'm going into this, and we're gonna find this thing." So yeah, his
Mhm.
whole journey throughout this movie is to find and kill the Calisk. And you know, I want to fast forward here because like there's not really much that happens after that
Oh,
initial
there is
thing, unless
one
you
little
unless
thing. Yeah,
unless
there's
you unless you go ahead. You want to talk
yeah,
about it?
sorry. There is one little thing because like the predator is not supposed the big thing about the predator species is they cannot have help. They have to do it on their own. And you're thinking the whole time like, well, wait a minute, this Thea is helping the predator. Well, technically in the predator's mindset, he calls her a tool, not like as an individual. Like he doesn't recognize her as an individual. He only recognizes her as a tool, like in his arsenal, kind of like a blade or something like that. So it's really in his mind, he was coping with the whole situation where, no, I'm not cheating. I'm just treating her like a tool. But then again, the story progresses where the relationship builds and he no longer calls her a tool, which I thought,
Yeah.
again, excellent writing.
Yeah, like I mean, and that's a good point, Brett. I'm glad that you brought that up because yeah, the whole thing is that he needs to do it on his own. right? Like he can't have any sort of help, and he thinks that if she's with him, that if he gets into a situation, she's just going to help him, kind of like she did in the beginning. Like,
Right.
she's proven that she could help him, but if worse comes to worse, he's willing to die over this, like,
Right.
and we find that out later on. So then we kind of start getting introduced to Tessa. We literally know immediately that she is going to serve as the film's villain, right?
Mhm.
Like, that because like you're like, who else is going to be the villain of this movie? Of course, it's going to be Tessa. It's going to be her opposite half. It's Thea's opposite half. The one that actually has her legs and still has her memory. And they serve the Wayland Corporation, and they serve a program called Mother, right? And
Mm.
that's what they're going after. And
Did you say
they
mother?
too, Mother, like that's
Like
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 Mother
from
for
Alien.
correct. Yes,
There,
exactly.
see, it all makes
You
sense.
got it.
There's a
It
crossover, but
exactly. So, yeah, and we find out that they too are going after the Callisk, right? That's
Mhm.
exactly what they're doing, but they're trying to use it as like a bioweapon or something along those lines. They're trying to weaponize this thing, and that's their whole purpose of going after and capturing it. And then, of course, you've got Deck going after the Callisk as well. So it's like it's very hard to argue that this movie doesn't have A story, B story, things that tie into the wider plot of the film when
Mhm.
there absolutely is, because you've got both sides trying to find this beast for two completely different reasons. But at the end of the day, it is to kill it and use it for certain purposes that serve themselves. So you're like, okay, like who's going to get it first, right? And then we get brought to the base where Tessa, or where Thea, excuse me, lost her legs. And we also get introduced to the callus there. But there we also find out that Thea actually betrayed Deck, and that
Mhm.
she only needed to get there because we find out that they too are hunting the Callisk in order to use it for a bioweapon of some sort that they plan on using for wider purposes. That's exactly why she needs her legs. And, Deck gets
Mhm.
very mad. We get introduced to the Callisk. Deck fights it. He loses because we find out that this thing is just insane, like insanely powerful. And honestly, I think that and he goes toe to toe with it, man. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, with no fear. That alone should respect his father. Like, that should literally give respect to him, to his father, because he faces this thing toe to toe with no fear at all.
Oh, dude, absolutely. I was like, hell, if that was my son fighting this monster in order to try to get my respect, I was like, dude, just come home. Like, try, first off, make it in one piece. I don't want you to die over this. Like, I would be proud, but hey, that's just again where we learned about the predators. They're just a prideful race, so they're just set in their ways and in their beliefs and all that. And then yes, Deck puts up a good fight, but then we realize that the Callisk is a regenerative being, and that's why they're the enemy is trying to get after the catalyst or I keep on calling it different things. So I'm just calling it the blue monster because you know me, I like to
Callous,
mispronounce
yeah.
things. Yeah, so but yeah, so it regenerates itself, and that's what the enemy wants is to use that, like you said, to create it like as a weapon versus what they should really be doing with it, as using it as a means of healing. That's what they should be doing with it. And then as the monster is about to kill Deck, the monster smells something on Deck. And this is going back to something that happened earlier in the movie where the blue baby callus spit on the Deck. And it wasn't spit like that's in a disrespectful kind of
Yeah.
way, even though for most cultures it absolutely is. But it's just a mark like, hey, you are part of my clan. And that's what saves Deck at the end of it. And I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Because the Callus was literally about to kill him again, too.
Mhm.
Deck loses almost every fight. Like, he puts up a noble fight, but he loses almost every fight that he is in initially in this movie.
He
Like
honestly
any
really
fight that he
does.
just yeah, like any fight that he just kind of runs into without really any sort of plan or anything, he essentially loses. But not
Mhm.
at the end. Not at the end. He does not lose at the end. But before we get to the end, Thea ends up getting captured from this organization from the Wayland organization. Tessa captures her and Deck, and then when they're looking and examining Deck, they are saying that essentially they want to use him for research. They want to kill
Mhm.
him and do research on him and even maybe turn him into a weapon or use his, blood or whatever and turn him
Weapons.
into something. Yeah, correct. So, they're like, this is a perfect opportunity for us to be able to study this species. And of course Thea doesn't like that. And then Thea ends up getting captured because of course she's on Deck's side, right? But dude, when he tells Thea to grab, it's like a little pouch or something like that.
Mhm.
Or no,
Oh, a toy.
yeah, the toy.
Is this a
He tells the
toy?
guard to open. Yeah, he's like, tell him to open it, and it's one of those things to where, and then you just see through the glass, you see him like explode, and it's freaking awesome. Like again, that was kind of like a funny moment, if you ask me. Like that was like an
Mhm.
unintentionally funny moment to where it just like cut outside and it's like boom. It's like, all right, cool. Deck's free. Now let's go. Now we can ramp up the action a bit more.
And
And then
they
of course
actually,
because
at the beginning too, they set that scene up too, where the brother was holding on to that toy too, and Deck's like, "You still hold on to that thing?" Like, so they did set up
that is
earlier
true.
in the movie.
That is true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. But so Thea of course helps him escape, right? And
Mhm.
so she ends up as a Wayland hostage, and from there on out Deck now has to try and formulate a plan to go and save her. And
Mhm.
of course they abandoned the baby Callus because he said that they hunt alone, and that was the whole thing with Thea just being a tool, right? But
Mhm.
they find each other again and they find out that they can be of use to each other if they work together, and they formulate this whole plan to go and find Thea. He goes to get her legs and everything from the Wayland dump set or whatever. You look like you're going to say something, Brett. I know
Oh,
I'm
no, no,
probably
no.
missing some stuff, but
Oh, no, no. I was just saying another little thing, again, how the baby sped on Dick. Well, I try to remember, did Dick spit on the baby, kind of like representing back, like, hey, now you're part of my clan? Or it was something that he did, like, just to accept, like, hey,
he does.
I acknowledge you, I accept you. And then he does like this whole recruiting, like getting like the glass leaves and all that are razor sharp as a weapon, and starts getting all these things. And there was a thing earlier in the movie too where these creatures like spit out this acid, and he uses that. And we're going to get to that here in a minute too. It's just like, and you alluded to this too, and I thought this was very interesting. Deck did get his ass whooped, and why did he get his ass whooped? Because he just went straight in, not planning anything. He just used his prideful rage in order to try to overcome everything. But now this is the part of it where he's like, everything I've done has not worked out for me whatsoever. How can I do it to save my friend? I got to go into battle, and
What's
I
up, Ashley?
officially now have to think. It's like you just now alluded to. He finally is learning to be a proper predator now. He's thinking about his attack before he just goes straight on in.
Correct. Yeah. And that's what we see a lot of in this movie. We see that he's just kind of been stupid. He's been yeah, he's tough. Don't get me wrong. He could fight. He's got some great skill and everything. However, what he plans for this finale is
It's
so
badass.
freaking good, man. I mean, like he uses every single one of those like plants that we've seen. Like he uses
Mhm.
the plants that explode. He uses the ones that shoot like what do you got, thorns at
It's
you
like,
and all
yeah,
that stuff.
even the snail creatures that kinda, like, spit, like, the acid, which I'll go ahead and let y'all know now. The Predator's famous weapon is that little, like, gun right here that just pops up and shoots. Like, he had to create his own, like, alien creature
He
little,
did,
which
yes.
is so awesome, like
Yeah, like we see that happen in this movie, and it's a great way just to kind of, introduce that to an audience, right? Um, but yeah, like the finale of this movie when he arrives at the Wayland station to save Thea, the whole thing is incredible. The action in the whole, like one of the biggest issues I have with the finale is that the machine that Tessa uses to
Oh
fight
yeah.
Deck, it very much reminds me of Avatar. It basically is like, it is the exact same thing that we see the Colonel use in Avatar.
Yeah,
The
it's like
machine
a
where she can kind of
mixture.
control it and swing and all that stuff. Yeah, like it's basically Avatar.
Yeah,
But that's
it's like
again,
a mixture between the Avatar and the aliens like little machine. It's like, get away from my creature, you bitch. Or it's like that same robot. I noticed it immediately. I was like, okay, Disney, we didn't have to promote Avatar Fire and Ash. Like, come on, we already
right,
know we're gonna go see it. Like,
right. Like, so I'm just like, you know, okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I do like the final fight. I mean, between everybody, everyone's doing something. You've got the baby Calisk, working. They have to try and save the mother because the
mhm.
Wayland Corporation does capture the Calisk and everything. And yeah, no, I think that the entire finale is worth this movie alone. But so is every fight sequence in this movie. I mean, guys, this movie is literally fight scene, story, story, fight scene, fight scene, story, story. It's like it's almost all action from start to finish. It's like I don't know, man. Like I'm seeing more complaints about this movie than I thought I would, honestly. But I really do think that this is a really good Predator movie just across the board because
Mhm.
like it's different, it's unique, it brings new elements to it, and I had a great time with it, like a very good time with it. So
Yeah, it's just I don't know why. It's just like I hate to be just kind of like this guy just to say, just have fun. Like I feel like that's what we are missing out on nowadays is people just can't just like turn off like their critique brain and all that and just have fun. I get we're YouTubers, we're movie reviewers. We're supposed to always have our brains on and everything like that. But I think part of us also need to be like, let's just turn it off a little bit and let's just enjoy it as fans and let's not just critique every little thing that they do. Like, let's be grateful that we actually have another Predator movie and that Predator movies are actually being a success in the theater again. So I'm just not sure just what all this is about. I had a absolute fantastic blast. I know those words do not necessarily go together in an actual written out sentence, but I just had a blast with this movie. And I'm not sure why this movie is called Badlands. This is more like Great Lands, if you're asking me. I just thought this movie was awesome.
yeah, no, I mean, like Deck as a character, he has a full arc. Like, I mean, and of course, we can't not talk about like so he defeats Tessa. They all defeat them, and then they said that, "Do you earn your cloak now?" And he's like, "Not yet." And they have to go back to Yautja Prime, where he has to confront his father at the very end. And dude, the final fight between him and his dad, it's short. Don't get me wrong, it's brief. But my God, do those last 3 minutes like just it's like the bread and butter of everything that you want to see. Cause I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait, is it because like I'm like, are they gonna end it here or are they gonna make us wait for a sequel to see what happens with his father? But no, we
Mhm.
find out what happens with between him and dad in this movie. And I love like what does he use? Because like I must have missed what he used to kind of trigger the dust storm that like where
Oh,
he
he
could see his
activated the
father with the clock.
spaceship where the engines just
The
blew the
spaceship.
sand and
That's what I
everything.
thought it was. That's what I thought it was. Brilliant. Like
Mhm.
that just shows how much he learned while he was on Jenna.
Right.
It's like he learned how to utilize his resources during these scenes. And I mean, because his dad was like, you're done. I'm about to kill you. So, that's great that you've successfully completed a task, but I still don't want you to be a part of our clan, which is bullshit, by the way, which is complete bullshit. Um, so his father and him fight, dude. We get the great shot of like the drone of them coming in together at like I
Mhm.
love shots like that so much.
Oh,
Like
it
when you
just
see
sets
like
up the
the
whole
whole
scene.
again, it felt very much like a video game. Like as like, you see the two coming in and then it's like the camera kind of moves around and then you're the character that you're playing, right?
Mhm.
Uh But yeah, no, that whole fight is great. And of course, his father, I'm sitting there, I'm like, his freaking father's going to use his cloak again. Here we go. He does. And brilliant move to ignite the spaceship to get that dust going to so he can see. And he ends up beating him. The Calisk has grown like 3 times its original size. Not even 3 times, like freaking 20 times, I should say.
Yeah, so there
The
was like
thing
a
is,
time lapse that happened.
yeah, yeah, so it's gigantic now. And of course, he uses his father's biggest fear to come up and chomp his freaking head off. And
Which is awesome.
it's awesome. It's so great. So not only does he then get his cloak, he has earned his cloak, but his father's dead. His clan is either going to respect him or fight him. And then we get in the distance, we see another whole thing of spaceships coming in. And then Thea's like, "Who is that?" "That's my mother."
Oh.
Cut to credits. It's like, holy shit. So now we know mom is coming in for the sequel. They definitely set up more. We are definitely going to get a sequel to this. There's
Oh,
no doubt in my
absolutely.
mind, especially with these box office numbers now, like that it's like the biggest in the franchise in the theater. We are for sure getting a sequel to it. Probably as early, I want to say 2027. I want to say that'll
Mhm.
probably be when we get it. I mean, I think it's been 3 years since Prey. When did Prey come out? Let me look.
Prey came
When
out in 2023.
was it 3?
I'm pretty sure because I remember that being a crucial part of the real horror of our first ever real horror awards. So I'm pretty sure it came out like in
Oh,
November or
it
August of
it
2023.
it came out in 2022, and
Oh, it
then it
was.
was
Oh, yeah, it was called the Real Horror Awards 2023, where we celebrated
yeah,
2022. You're right.
yeah. So, yeah, that's what, so yeah, it's been 3 years. So it could be 2027, it could be 2028, but within 2 or 3 years, we're probably gonna get another Predator movie, and we got 2 of them this year, dude. We got 2 Predator movies this year.
Hell yeah, dude. That's
I mean, like that's insane. Like I remember talking briefly about Badlands when I was reviewing Killer of Killers. But man, this movie really surprised the hell out of me. I can't wait to see it again, dude. I can't wait for Des to see it either. I think she's gonna love it.
Oh, I hope she loves it. But yeah, I just mainly hope everybody loves it. If y'all haven't seen it yet, and sorry we spoiled it. But again, this was touted I say spoiler review. But no, if you are questioning yourself to go see it again, I'm even convincing myself that I should go see this again. That I just thought it was that much of a great time, and I want to definitely see if I could pick up on anything that I missed the first time around, like little hidden like Easter eggs. But yeah, I know, me and the puns. But yeah, it's just I had a really great time with this movie, and I will go ahead and say that this is the most surprising movie of 2025 for me because I was not expecting this movie to be good at all. But wow, what a shock this was! I had a blast with this movie. Dan the man, you are the man.
I mean, like I tried to go into this with an open mind. Like I was excited. Like don't get me wrong, because like it's a Predator movie, and I was like I loved Killer of Killers and I loved Prey, and it's Dan Trachtenberg. I love 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's one of my favorite
Mhm.
movies. That's one of my favorite movies of the 2010s. And I think that's in my top 25 favorite movies that I've ever seen. I love
Ooh.
10 Cloverfield Lane. It's fantastic. Denise, out of all Predator movies, which one is your guys' favorite? I love the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, best one of all time. That is my favorite one as well. I do think that the first Predator movie, because it's the one that starts it all. We don't get this without getting a movie number one. But also, Predator is one of the coolest action movies ever to be made. I
Mhm.
mean, it just is, right? Like, I mean, Brett, go ahead. What's yours?
Oh no, it's absolutely the first one too, just because again, it starts out like a full-on action war movie, and then all of a sudden it throws in the whole sci-fi and the horror elements into it. And that's something that an action movie really never dived into before. So that's what it just sets it out as an action movie upon other action movies, while also slowly just it's just like the forgotten child of the horror genre to me. It's like the Predator movie. It's just like I think it needs to get more respect as a horror character, just for the fact that it is absolutely is the predator of all the monsters within this whole world of monsters and everything. So the first Predator movie is my personal favorite, but the one that just to me just gets a little bit disrespected on, and it really honestly shouldn't. I'm a fan of Predator too. I just feel like the whole Predator in the New York City's setting. I thought that's a fun time to me. And then of course Danny Glover going, "I'm getting too old for this shit to fight predators at my age," even though he doesn't say that. That's totally different movie. But I just thought that was a fun time with the Predator just hunting in the grounds of New York, or it was California.
I think it was
Oh,
San Francisco, if I'm not lying.
yeah, it was
If I'm
San
not
Francisco. Yeah, it
mistaken.
was San Francisco. Yeah, so never mind on the whole New York. I'm thinking about Escape from New York for some reason. But yeah, it's just that whole battleground of the Predator in this big city like San Francisco, and just to
Or it's
hunt its
Los
prey.
Angeles.
Yeah, to
It's
hunt
Los
its
Angeles.
prey, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's just again, all of that is just such a good time to me. And just another thing I'm just thinking about too, about Deck. What was his trophy? What was his hunt? It turned out to be his dad. Like I know we alluded to that he killed his dad and all that, but like just thinking about it now, that was his trophy at the end of the day. It was never the Calisk or anything. It was just to kill his dad.
Correct. Yep. So, I mean, I'm definitely curious to see now, like, what his mother's reaction is going to be to
Oh
him
man.
killing his dad,
Hell has
because
no fury than over a woman's scorn.
correct. So, I mean, maybe his mom is worse than his dad is, and maybe like she's really here to
Hmm.
push for him now to die. But
Have
we're
we
gonna
had a
see. He's
female predator?
a female predator. I don't know. I don't know.
Because if
I don't think
not,
so.
again, that adds on to the originality of what Dan is doing with these Predator movies, and that's just a whole nother layer of have introducing females into the Predator world.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that this is going in a good direction. I'm a fan as to where it's going, and I can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see what Dan Trachtenberg does next.
Mhm.
Like I mean, because he's literally with all the movies he's done, I haven't seen a bad Trachtenberg film yet. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've seen a bad one either because again, like a good buddy of mine introduced me to 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I absolutely adore that movie as well. Definitely one of my favorite movies I did for one of my projects I like to do every year for the 14 new watches of horror movies. Braden suggested that one, and I think it actually ended up being my favorite for that particular year. So anything that Dan does, I'm absolutely going to be interested in. But Braden, Dan Gummy, you've already broke the code already. Dan the man needs to be involved in Star Wars.
He does. I think that they can utilize that for sure. Okay, so
Mhm.
Gory says that in the comic books there was a female. Okay, so like again, like there's new things that they're now bringing into films that might be in comic books and maybe even the video games. I haven't really played a whole lot of the Predator video games. I have played Alien video games, and
Mhm.
obviously we know that there are female aliens for sure.
Mhm.
So that's interesting. But now I'm curious to see, because it seems like the next step for this is to bring in the female version of Predator
Mhm.
onto screen. And I'm excited to see what his mother does, man. Or if his mother is even on his side. I doubt it. I think that
Ooh,
she's gonna
I
be the
don't
next
think
big
so.
bad. I think she's gonna be the next big bad of this whole thing. It's like, dude, but then again, that just shows that Deck is still going through these freaking challenges. He
Oh
literally
yeah.
beats his father, and his mother shows up like right after that.
And the
Like,
whole army and the clan, and that's pretty much what the movie's going to be. It's going to be Deck, Thea, and the now what we call teenage Kalisk. It's going to be against that whole entire clan on that planet, and I think it's going to be beautiful to watch.
oh yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I want them to take their time with it. If it's
Yeah,
3 years, if it's 3 years, let it be 3 years. Let this one just, get the
breathe.
love that it deserves, because I mean, like I think that was a good amount of time between Prey and this. It's like it allows
Hmm.
people to kind of like, enjoy Prey. I know a lot of people that introduced Prey to a variety of different things. My dad went with me to this screening last week, and he had no idea what to expect, but he loved it. I mean, freaking loved it. Like, I mean, he was talking to his buddy yesterday about it, and he was just going like on all sorts of like, uh, what do you call it? Just he was saying all sorts of dialogue as to just how much he adored it. So
Did you grab the stick set on fire, kind of like the baby Callus did? Because like when
yeah,
where Deck pulled out that sword, the baby just brought. I just thought,
yeah.
oh, that was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, no, and exactly. See, it's like moments like that. People are like, "Oh, this is too Star Wars," or "This is too like Disney," but it's just like, whatever, dude. Shut up. Enjoy the movie,
Well, it's
man.
just like
Just-
it's just like these things. It's like you said, Brett. It's like it's action, action, action. But you can't just have a whole movie full of action, action, action. You gotta have to kind of have some breathing opportunities for the audience. Just to kind of calm down a little bit before the next like action scene, and that's where your storytelling, your character development lie, or even get you a good laugh. Like even a horror movie, you don't want to do scare, 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 scare. You need to have like some breathing room opportunities, and that was just the comedy and the storytelling and the character arcs. Those were all just the breathers and just in separation of the action. I just again thought this movie was really well balanced.
yeah, I thought it was very well balanced too. I think that they got a good direction going, and I'm excited to see what they do next. But I love this one. I gave it 4.5 out of 5, and it's still 4.5 out of 5 until I see it again. So, where I will re rank it. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 as well. Definitely some minor issues, far from a perfect movie, but I still had a wonderful time with this movie. And Denise, that's okay. That's what replays are for. If you want to catch a replay, you absolutely can. We understand everybody has their lives too. But Denise, anytime you want to just hop onto any live stream, whether it be me or Brains, we always love and appreciate you. And so you are awesome.
Yes, thank you so much for being here, Denise. I very much appreciate it, and I
Love
appreciate
Denise.
everybody. I appreciate everyone for jumping in here and watching. It seems like that Badlands is getting a whole lot of love right now at the movie theater. Seems like there's a lot of good stuff that it's leading to. I can't wait to see where it's going to go. Like I just am excited. And like you said, Brettman, people should just be thankful that we are getting Predator content right now.
Mhm.
And that's it. So, Brettman, what do you got coming up on your channel here in the next week, or really just coming up?
All right. What's coming up on Good Real Hunting? We officially started our new era last week. We did a Halloween franchise tier ranking with our new Good Real Live episode 1. So that was from last Thursday, which you can watch on the channel. Tomorrow, we will be dropping a top 5 Halloween franchise kills within the franchise, which who we kidding? It's the top 5 Michael Myers kills in a way. So that video will drop tomorrow at some point. So be on the lookout for that. This upcoming Thursday will be episode 2 of Good Real Live, where we're going to be doing bring back an oldie but goodie, but we're going to just bring new life into it. It's called Slash It Out, where we pit 2 movies against each other, or 2 properties against each other, and see which one comes out on top. And since Welcome to Derry is pretty much dominating the horror community right now, we're like, let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to be doing the It TV series from 1990 versus It's chapters 1 and 2. So in a way, it's Tim Curry versus Bill Skarsgård when it comes to Pennywise. So all their content is going one-on-one against each other. Which clown will be on top? Find out this Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Heck yeah, man. And for me, this upcoming week, I'm gonna have my new episode review just in the form of a short video I posted on TikTok and on my YouTube Shorts. Gonna be getting an episode 3 review of It Welcome to Derry out later tonight, probably. So be on the lookout for that. You guys can catch my thoughts on episode 3. And then later on this week, I will be later Thursday night post Brettman stream. I'm talking about it's a winter film preview. Everything that we still have to come out this year, what we're going to be doing, what like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Stranger Things. We're going to talk about that for excitement and everything. So you guys can watch Brettman and then come on over and watch me. So
Y'all
I'll be
better.
live. Yeah, I'll be live on Thursday night as well. Again, it's going to be later, and it works out for me because it's like I'm 2 hours behind you. So, but yeah, guys, it was fantastic having all you guys in here today. Brettman, thank you so much for coming on and talking some Predator Badlands. I know that there are some things that we didn't miss, but we covered pretty much all the big stuff, I'd say. So
Yeah, we got most of everything. If not, then we suck. So what can we say? We can't be perfect. But I will say,
correct.
let's just start a petition right now. Let's switch the name of this movie from Badlands to Greatlands, because that honestly, this is what this movie is.
Yeah, correct. I think that I think it's great. So yeah.
Mhm.
Denise, I hope that you have a great week too. Yes, guys, it is Sunday. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Monday, one of the worst days of the week. I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. But of course, you guys got Brettman and I on Friday Junior, right before Friday. So look forward to that. And with all that being said, everyone, post comments down below. Let us know, what do you guys think of Predator Badlands? Make sure that you guys go subscribe to Brettman on Good Real Hunting's channel, and make sure that you guys click that like button and subscribe here. As always, it's a pleasure to have you guys here with us, and I will see you guys in the next episode of the Braden Timmons Show, airing this upcoming Thursday. See you guys then. Have a great week.